Now we shall go talk to Mrs. Drake.
Okay. Come along.
I can find it. Instead, I looked at a pulp.
And we'll just keep walking and walking.
Yeah, this is the library.
And walking.
Ah, yes. Are you here from the agency? It's about time.
No, I'm Nancy Drew, a friend of Linda's.
How do you do? I'm Nigel Mukherjee. I'm researching the Penvillen family, and Mrs. Drake has graciously opened the library for me. Nothing much has been written about the Penvillens. Until now.
Sounds intriguing.
It might have something to do with their scandalous history. Or perhaps it has something to do with the family treasure.
Ooh.
Scandalous.
Scandalous history?
Well, having a family member burned as a witch can hardly be considered a mark of pride, I dare say. And then there's the whole business with the Blackmoor beast.
Who was the family member?
Eleanor Penvillen, tried and convicted of witchcraft in 1650, quite the height of the witch trials here in Essex. It was rumored that Cromwell arranged the conviction.
Cromwell?
Oliver Cromwell? Ironsides? I suppose they don't teach history any longer in the U.S. No. Lady Penvillen was a rather vocal critic of Cromwell's policies, and helped many of his enemies flee the country. Whether she actually was a practitioner of witchcraft is unknown, although many visitors to the manor during her tenure reported hearing strange, ghostly bells. Some even saw phantom hands floating about the manor, tolling their charmed chimes.
That sounds more like the visitors were high on something.
Tell me about the Penvillen family treasure.
For centuries, the Penvillens have been very secretive. Some believe they're protectors of a fabulous treasure, or of some dark secret.
Can you tell me about the Blackmoor beast?
It's a story that's been told for generations out here. During the 1600s, many of the villagers reported seeing a strange beast with red eyes and giant fangs prowling the moors. They asked the mistress of Blackmoor Manor, Eleanor Penvillen, to put a bounty on the beast's head. But, oddly enough, she not only refused, she forbade anyone from hunting the creature. It was rumored that the beast was Eleanor's husband, whom she had cursed for finding out too much about the Penvillen secret.
When I was walking up to the house, I saw something with red eyes that called out to me.
Really? How extraordinary. Are you sure it wasn't just jet lag?
Positive, and I heard it make this kind of growling sound.
Perhaps it was the cursed husband of Eleanor Penvillen, prowling about the moors in search of lost Yanks.
Very funny. Have you seen any ruins anywhere in the manor?
You mean like Norse runes? No, I haven't. I don't really know much about them anyway. Dead languages aren't really my bag, you know?
You cannot study British history without being okay with dead languages.
Well, you
The
don't have
rulers
to
wrote
be,
in Latin!
you don't have to be an expert at it.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Ballet!
When you say something, you're such a jerk.
Yeah, but you don't have to be an expert at it.
I doubt you'll find much of interest in there. They're mainly law books. Charles Penvillen was a prominent judge in the 16th century. Sad to say, he lost his son at a young age, left his estate to his grandson, Thomas.
So I said they labeled them that way.
Those manuscripts are very old and brittle. They date back to the 14th century. Odo Penvillen collected most of them. His father, Randolph, and son Milo were rather more interested in military victories than in book collecting.
Well, those aren't interesting.
Those are mainly Penelope Penvillen's collections of French novels. She was a patron to a raft of artists, and her salon was quite popular. She was quite the libertine, even kept her maiden name after her marriage.
Oh, whoa.
Shocking.
Achoo!
Gesundheit.
Danke. Achoo!
À tes souhaits.
Merci.
Dude.
Do you mind if I use this computer?
No, not at all. But it's very old. Feel free to use mine if I'm not here.
Who's Alan?
Alan Penvillen was a noted researcher in computers and languages. Jane let me into his computer, but there was nothing much of interest on it.
What's the password?
I'm not sure.
You're not helping.
Oh, jeez. Good. I have to go looking at books or clues or something.
Yeah.
Fine. How are we going? Ooh, is this the conservatory? The conservatory. It's lovely. Fall down the stairs.
That's not the way you die in here.
Lovely plants. Where's the fountain? Why is it working?
A carnivorous plant. Cool. That's probably not a good idea.
You got eaten by the plant.
All right, I got eaten by the plant. Yum, 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 yum. This time stay away from
All
the
settled in? Good. I'm happy that you're visiting Linda, but I know how much you teenagers like your televisions and loud stereos, so I must insist that you act respectfully and civilly while you stay with us.
No.
Since my nephew Hugh is away on business, I am in charge of this household.
Okay.
And if there's one thing I cannot stand, it's noise.
Hey,
Hugh's daughter Jane is staying with us and would very much like to meet you, but please try not to distract her. She has her studies and mustn't be disturbed during her lessons.
You're disturbed.
Is anyone else staying here?
We do not have any permanent house staff, if that's what you mean. The Penvillans have always been self-reliant. We get on quite well without being continuously mollycoddled by a squadron of insipid, gossiping ne'er-do-wells. Now, we do have two other house guests. A Mr. Nigel Mukherjee, who is researching the Penvillan family history in the library, and Ethel Bosany, Jane's tutor.
Do you know what's wrong with Linda?
Oh, Linda simply needs some time to adjust to her new living situation. England is not the United States. We do things differently, or should I say properly, here. The doctor believes it's just a case of nerves.
Her mother told me she refuses to let anyone see her. Is that true?
I don't know, and the doctors don't know. No one seems to know anything. All I've been told is that Linda is unwell and that in her stead, I must look after matters. Now please, I really do not have time to entertain you. You may have the run of the house, but do not break anything, and refrain from mucking about with items that aren't yours.
Yeah.
2 rules Jane seems incapable of following. And before I forget, our kitchen is being remodeled, so our dining situation is rather unorthodox.
Boy, I love
I've
the
made
pizza.
arrangements with a local restaurant to deliver meals to us.
Ooh, yay,
There should
pizza.
be a programmed number for them on the phone in your room. Feel free to order whatever you'd like.
Pizza.
There's no pizza.
Oh,
The picture book in Jane's room. Do you know much about its history?
My brother Alan found it somewhere in the house. He was quite fascinated by it, but he'd never let me look at it.
What was your brother Alan like?
He was quite remarkable. He taught linguistics and computer science and won many prestigious awards. He loved games, especially pranks, and was forever tinkering with this and that. I do miss him sometimes, but now he's gone. He died a month after my husband passed away, and ever since I've been here all alone. Until Hugh came back from the United States, that is.
I'm concerned about that thing I saw outside.
It was purely your imagination, unless you saw a stray dog. But I will not countenance any histrionics about this issue. We have enough to worry about with Linda. And please do not get any ideas about going outside to investigate. I do not want you tracking mud all over this house.
Can you tell me about Lulu?
Lulu is a very old parrot. She must be over 80 years old. Please be very careful with her, especially if you feed her. Parrots have quite delicate constitutions, you know.
Goodbye.
Run along.
oh, sorry, that's not what I wanted to
It's
do.
okay, she doesn't know the password anyway.
Oh, fine. Oh, now what do I do? Hello, lady with the
Try
thingy.
clicking the flowers.
Click flowers.
Just look at them.
Oh.
Messing with her plants is probably not a good idea.
Oh, let's look at her medicine. Oh,
Do you have allergies, Mrs. Drake?
Oh, yes. Hay fever. Although I'm not at all sure what's worse, my allergies or that medication. It makes me feel as if I'm about to float right out of my shoes.
That sounds like a great medication.
All right, I like that medication.
Yeah.
Whee!
Can I get some?
Wait, how do I make the dinghy move now?
Playing the
Here
arrows.
we go.
Messing with her plants is probably not a good idea.
All right, fine, Nancy. Won't play with any of the plants then. Fine. Okay. Okay, Katie, gotta hold on a moment because see, I'm playing with the control because Chelsea's like doing something here.
I'm taking
And-
pot.
And oh, wait, ooh, what's that? That's another plant. There's nothing there to look at. There's just plants.
Hungry.
That way.
Who's ready
Do I
for
need to
some
go up the stairs?
nummies?
Did you say something, Mrs. Drake?
Not to you, dear.
All right, wait. We're going. Ooh, I found the stairs. There we go. Okay,
I'm
we're
so
going
proud
up
of
the
you.
stairs. Up the stairs. Up the stairs. Up the stairs. Up the stairs. Keep going, Nancy. Okay, going up the stairs, and then we're going this way and this way. And ooh, what's that? What's that door? What is that?
That's not a door. That's the door.
Oh, that's the door. There's the door. Oh, now we're just walking the hallway. Are we going someplace?
Yes. Go up stairs again.
Go
Or
up the
check out all the columns. Or go over there.
Uh-oh. We're going up the stairs because, you know, ooh, there's little Lulu. Do we need to
Go
talk
ahead.
to Lulu?
Go talk to the parrot.
All right, we're going to talk to the parrot. Okay. Hello, Lulu. Lulu.
Click.
Talk to me, Lulu.
morning to you, matey. How about a hint? Talk to me! Would you happen to know the password for the computer in the library that used to belong to Alan?
Jane has the answer. Jane knows the word. Jane can be so helpful. You'd think she was a bird.
Bye, Bird.
Don't leave me. I love you.
Don't leave me. I love you. All right. Okay, bye, bird.
Now go see Jane.
Is this Jane's room?
No, but you can click it.
Okay, we're going into some weird
I need
room.
the key.
Fine, damn it. Go find
needs
the
the
key. Alright, we're going to go someplace else now. That's the bird. Uh-oh, I'm walking in circles. I'm going in circles here. Alright, here we go. Around. Ooh, we're going down the hallway. Down the hallway. Down the hallway. We
That's
already did
Linda's
that.
room.
Oh, we don't, I don't know. We don't want to go there. Alright. Because she's just grumpy.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, going down. Oh, wait. Is that, whose
That
door is
one.
that? That one. Okay, this one?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, where are you at, girly girl?
That's not it.
Ah, damn it! Wait, which way am I
Yeah,
going?
click that.
This?
Yeah, click it.
Okay.
Now click. Go over here. There you go.
Oh,
click the
over
girl.
here! Hello! Alright.
Hi, Nancy.
What do I want to do? Play a game with this treasure. What? Oh, do I just...
Have you ever seen anything strange outside?
Once I saw my Uncle Roger's toupee fly off during a windstorm. Talk about freaky.
I mean, have you seen a strange animal outside?
No, but I have heard weird noises like this. Howling. But not like a dog howling, more like something human. I don't want to think about that. It's scary enough having to live in this gloomy
Don't do the
place.
game yet.
So, treasure or
Yes.
the password?
Either one.
Okay. Alright.
Do you know what the password is for the computer in the library?
Yes, but I won't tell. Not unless you beat me at Skull and Bones.
Really?
My friend Hugo bought this for me. It's like Go Fish, but you have to collect 3 of a kind of weird things like zombies and ghosts. You go first.
Well, what am I supposed to do here?
Just click on one.
Click on zombies or ghosts?
Click on any of them.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any skulls?
Dig.
Am I supposed
Any
to
haunted
dig?
houses?
You're going to have to go dig.
You're playing this like Go Fish, so when you click one, you're asking her if she has any.
Do you have any spiders?
Here you go.
Do you have any witches?
Here you go.
Do you have any coffins?
Here you go.
Here you go.
Do you have any ghosts?
Nada. Any bats?
Get out your shovel. Do you have any bones?
Nada. Tombstones?
Afraid not. Do you have any zombies?
Dig. Any haunted houses?
Afraid not. Do you have any skulls?
Nada. Tombstones?
Afraid not. Do you have any bats?
Here you go.
Here you go.
Do you have any witches?
Here you go.
That's a match. Do you have any bones?
Dig. Tombstones?
Go dig.
Do you only have tombstones, child?
Do you have any coffins?
Go dig. Tombstones?
You're going to have to go dig.
Sex to suck, I know you have.
Do you have any haunted houses?
Here you go.
That's a match.
That's a match.
Do you have any spiders?
Here you go.
That's a match. Do you have any zombies?
Here you go.
That's a match. Do you have any ghosts?
Here you go.
I got a
Watch
match.
me just absolutely pwn this poor girl.
Do you have any skulls?
Go dig.
Go.
That's a match.
Tombstones?
Go dig. Do you have any coffins?
Nada.
I got a match.
I got a match.
Any bats?
All yours. You got a match. Good for you.
Do you have any skulls?
All yours.
Tombstones?
Get out your shovel.
Not to shovel.
Do you have any skulls?
Here you go.
I got a match. Do you have any tombstones? I win.
No shit, Nancy.
You won. Good job.
Good
Okay, the password for my grandfather's computer is on his coat of arms, plain as day.
You could have just given me the answer, bitch.
But she wanted to play a game.
Yes, but you didn't even give me the answer, and I totally pwned you.
Already,
Do
she's
you think
mad.
there's a treasure hidden around here?
I highly doubt it. I mean, if there were, wouldn't someone have already found it? When I asked Ethel about it, she said that it's the Penvillin name and heritage that should be treasured.
The lady in black you saw in Linda's room, did she look like anyone you know?
Like I said before, I couldn't really see her face, but she was kind of dressed like the lady in the Great Hall.
Which lady?
Eleanor. I know it sounds weird, that's why I didn't want to tell anyone. It's too creepy. Sometimes I wonder if I just dreamed it all up. Mrs. Drake is always saying I have a rampant imagination.
Rampant imagination. Hey.
I should get going.
Yes, you
Toodles!
should. Toodles! Toodles! You leave me, I love you! Is that supposed to be, is that a guinea pig?
Yes.
In the picture? Okay.
You had a guinea pig?
Yes, but it died.
When?
I don't know. I'd really rather not think about it, alright?
Why are you just gonna ask when the guinea pig died? Ask what its name was.
Hey, when your animal died?
There's an Easter egg you get for clicking on this an annoying number of times.
Oh.
So buckle up.
Alright. I'm buckled. Here we go. Stop doing that, Nancy! It's annoying, Nancy!
You'd think she'd say that at some point.
But instead, she's just sitting there humming.
Yeah, Katie and I know the words to that song. We can sing it whenever we want.
Now I can't hear her humming.
She stopped.
I can't, I know. She stopped humming and I don't know what she was singing. That was lovely. All of that to get it to go.
And there's an egg.
Oh, I see. And then what do you do with the egg?
I know there's something you can do with it, but we'll have to look at a walkthrough.
Okay.
Looks like you're learning some interesting stuff.
Bet you wouldn't say that if you were the one who had to learn it.
French, Latin, and science. Alrighty. Gravity and the weight of objects. Winter star constellations. Math. English and art projects. Who the heck is Bridget?
One of the pendulums.
Oh, okay. Well, she's just a little important for that. La 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 Oh, Nancy, why are you
That's my
sleeping
family
alone?
tree. Ask me anything about anyone. Go on, ask me.
Tell me about Randolph.
Randolph the Red, so named for his bright red hair, was considered a hero at the Battle of Poitiers. For his heroism, King Edward III awarded him with the lands in the region called Penvelin. That's how we got our name.
Who was Anor?
He was Odo's brother.
Tell me about Simon.
He lived from 1358 to 1412. No, 1411. We don't know very much about him.
Odo. That's an odd name.
Yeah, he isn't very exciting really. Like farming and cows. His son Milo is much more interesting.
Who was Agatha?
She was a nun. I think she lived in Ireland.
Who was Marjorie?
She died when she was a little girl. It was really sad.
Really sad.
What do you know about Cecilia?
She married the Lord of Limerick and did a lot of needlework. She had a ton of kids too, like 20. Can you imagine?
That sounds painful.
What did Guido do?
He made pizza. No, I'm joking, of course. I don't know anything about him except that he died in 1433 because he outlived all of his siblings.
What about Milo?
Milo inherited not only his grandfather's red hair, but his military prowess. Milo was instrumental in the siege of Caen and was awarded even more lands by Henry V.
Isn't that nice?
What about Jacobus?
He died when he was like 9.
He died when he was like
And Hugo?
He had a lot of kids, and his dates were 1401 to 1466.
Good job.
Tell me about Albert.
He was very mysterious, and the people of Blackmoor were afraid of him because he knew all these scientific things. No one knows much about him, though.
That seems weird, because you'd think he'd have left a lot of writings.
He knew all these scientific things.
Who was Robertus?
He was a knight, but died in some kind of jousting tournament.
Bless you.
He was twins with Josephus.
Josephus.
Who was Josephus?
Yeah, they used a lot of Latin names back then and weird spellings. He became like a priest or parson or something.
Tell me about Lucia.
Isn't that a pretty name? If I have a daughter, I'll name her that.
That's not
telling us
information.
so much
Who
about
was Adam?
Lucia.
Like he married Eve. Duh, no kidding. I actually don't know anything about him. I think he was the son of Hugo, though, but I forget.
Who was Anisha?
A nun.
Hanan.
Who was Jeanette?
It's Genet. I think he wrote plays, maybe. I don't know, I forget.
It's Janae.
I know all about them, but
Who
I
was
forgot how
Joan?
half of them
Is
were.
that misspelled?
No, that's how they spelled it then. She got married to this duke somewhere in Flanders.
Oh, she got married to some duke.
Who was Nicolina?
She died when she was a baby. I have many ancestors who died young, but Ethel said that Penvelins in general live a long time.
That's reassuring.
Tell me about Edmund.
He was into cows.
You're good.
He did a lot of breeding of cows and sheep and got some kind of award from the king.
Tell me about Walter.
He was born in 1448 or 9. I'm kind of bored doing this right now.
Don't blame you.
Fine. I was just trying to educate people on the family history.
She didn't know very interesting facts. Oh, he was into cows or maybe weird women or, I don't know, gambling. The music was great.
Yeah, you do a puzzle where you pull these in the order of the steps. So we'll need to write them down.
Okay, so we need the paper. Who are we calling?
Paliki Vada.
Oh, hello, Paliki.
This is Paliki.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew. Could I ask you some questions about lycanthropy?
I'm sorry, I'm about to leave for a seminar and I'm very busy. Besides, I've written 2 books and 12 articles on the subject. If you have questions, perhaps you should try reading one of them.
I did. That's how I got your number.
Well, if you didn't understand something, I'm afraid I really don't have time to explain it to you.
I understood everything. It's just that I know someone who seems to be exhibiting some of the symptoms of lycanthropic
Lycanthropic metamorphosis? Well, that's different. Talk to me.
Talk to me.
What do you consider to be the definitive signs that someone is turning into some kind of animal?
Symptoms are relatively subtle. A dry mouth, a fatigue, impaired vision, and reduced blood flow to the skin. Is this person pale?
Yes, but the really disturbing thing is, she won't let anyone see her. She just lies in bed all day behind this curtain.
And at night, what does she do at night?
I can't be sure, but I do know that I saw something outside the night I arrived. Some kind of animal. And when I asked to see my friend, I was told she was unavailable.
This sounds very promising.
You don't really believe she's turning into some kind of creature, do you?
Young lady, I believe the human mind is capable of far more than we can ever imagine. Pale skin, dry mouth, fatigue. The human mind is perfectly capable of causing the body to exhibit such symptoms, if it is so motivated.
It is so motivated.
What would motivate someone to turn into an animal?
Most lycanthropes are under a great deal of stress, due perhaps to the death of a loved one, marriage, divorce, a relocation, that sort of thing. They're emotionally vulnerable, which means they're particularly open to the power of suggestion.
Someone suggests they become a lycanthrope?
Not in so many words, of course. Somehow they get it in their head that they're destined to take another form. They see something, they read something, someone says something to them. Somehow they come to believe they're supposed to undergo a physical metamorphosis, and so, in their weakened psychological state, they do.
Oh.
Are temper tantrums symptomatic of lycanthropy?
There are no hard and fast rules when it comes to lycanthropy, or almost anything else for that matter. But if someone believes that what they're changing into is irrational, or has a bad temper, then they will exhibit irrational, ill-tempered behavior, especially if this is contrary to their former nature.
Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
You're welcome. It was lovely chatting with you. Call again sometime. Hello, Cook.
Boar's Head Pub, this is Tommy.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. I'm supposed to call you if I want some food.
Right, Nancy Drew, out at the old Blackmoor Manor, are you? You must be Hank Marvin up there. Pity about your kitchen, but we'll fix you up for some Bex and Posh. Just tell me what you'd like.
Okay. What do you have?
We've got some loop-de-loop, bangers and mash, a real fine pinky and perky, and a delicious dog's eye, me fork and knife, just rubber-ducked.
All right.
Hello?
Could you repeat that?
But in English,
We've got
please.
some loop-de-loop, bangers and mash, pinky and perky, and a dog's eye, and they're all Robin Hood.
Bangers and mash.
Rightio, Uncle Fred and Johnny Rudder.
Okay.
All right then, we'll come round and leave it at your Rory. Oh, and we've got no hot potato about, so it might take a bit, but we'll have it up to you in no time. Fish and taters.
Fish and taters. Great, I hope I ordered something I like.
Hugh Penvillin here.
Hello, Mr. Penvillin. This is Nancy Drew. I'm the one who's visiting Linda. You know, from the United States, across the pond.
Yes, of course. Are you at Blackmoor?
Yes, I am, and I've talked to Linda.
Good for you, because frankly, that's something I've been quite unable to do lately. These temper tantrums of hers make rational discourse well nigh impossible.
Rational discourse.
How long have these tantrums been going on?
Ever since I left for Italy.
Oh, well,
We'll be
maybe
talking on the phone about the weather
Maybe
or
I should
James'
have taken her
lessons or
to
something
Italy
equally
with me.
innocuous, and suddenly
Bonehead.
she'll be bellowing at me and slamming the phone down.
There must be something that sets her off.
Everything sets her off. I promise you, these rages of hers are totally uncalled for and quite unbearable. I love her dearly, but she's making things very difficult.
Meanwhile, me being in an entirely different country and only talking to her once a day is making our marriage very simple.
We are leaving in lovely Italy. Yes.
I understand that Mrs. Drake is your aunt.
Yes, Aunt Letitia. Well, not very close, however. She's always been rather aloof, much
Really?
more interested in being a Penvillin than a person, if you know what I mean.
Does Linda get along with her?
As far as I know, yes, although I have caught my aunt eyeing Linda strangely at times. And of course, there's the 6-month habitation clause.
The what?
According to the Penvillin rules of inheritance, the spouse of Blackmoor Manor's current owner That would be Linda, since I'm the current owner. The spouse of the current owner must reside in the manor for at least 6 months.
No.
Should she or he leave the manor before 6 months is up, ownership of one half of the estate immediately passes to the next legal heir.
And that would be Mrs. Drake.
Correct.
So that's why you couldn't take her with you.
Yeah.
I met your daughter Jane.
Quite the bundle of energy, isn't she?
I get the feeling that she's a little lonely.
I'm sure she is, what with the private tutor instead of school, and Linda being under the weather.
Under the
And
weather.
coming back to Blackmoor no doubt reminds her of her real mother. Renee and I were divorced almost 2 years ago. Jane went into a bit of a tailspin for a while, but she's come to adore Linda. She's been calling her mummy since the day we were married.
Have you spent much time on your father's computer? The one that's in the library?
I dare say I've never touched it. Mathematics, computer science, linguistics, all the things that fascinated my scholarly father bored me to tears. He gave up on me quite early on.
Yeah, that's just too
With
stupid to
Jane,
figure
however,
that
it was a different story.
What do you mean?
From the day she was born, my father doted on her, far more than he ever doted on me. Read to her, bought her books, games. Truth be told, I was a bit jealous. He passed away when she was still a toddler, so it's unlikely she remembers all the attention he showered on her. But I do, and I still find it so out of character as to be mystifying.
It was nice talking to you.
This is an extremely busy time for me, so I apologize in advance if you call and I'm unavailable.
I understand.
Good. Cheerio.
He's going to go eat some breakfast now. Cheerios!
Okie dokie then.
And we're walking out into the hallway with weird little artwork. Very weird artwork.
Okay, you got the paper?
Alright. Let me get the paper and the pen. Okay, what am I writing down?
Bling.
Okay. Bling. Whoop. Oops. Whoop.
Wah.
Wah.
Blooding.
Blooding.
Whoop.
Whoop.
Wah. Bang.
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 And that's it.
Okay.
Okay, now. A is whoop. Just put an A by it.
Oh, by whoop.
Yes.
And an A by whoop. Whoop.
Bling is B.
Bling is B. Oops, wait. Bling. Bling is B. Bling. Oh, yeah, bling.
Blooding is C.
Blooding is C.
Wah is D.
Wah is D. Is D.
E is bang.
And E is bang. Okay.
Okay. So read them off to me in order with just the letters.
B. A. D. C. A. D. E. E.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. We found a key.
Yay, us.
Yay! Alright. Now she needed a key for something. I don't know what. I wasn't paying attention.
We don't know yet. We just
Oh.
found the key because I knew this was a puzzle.
Oh, okay. So it's not that key for that chest or whatever. With the weird round key.
No.
Alrighty. Off we go. Let's find the coat of arms and get the code.
Yes.
Okay. Here we are. No, we aren't.
It's very difficult to try to get to the coat of arms. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay. Oh, is that it?
No.
Oh. Okay.
These are too early.
Oh. Well. Okay, so we have to keep walking around and looking at the portraits.
Yeah.
Oh, they're lovely. And there's Aunt
See,
Murder.
this is Lulu's first owner.
Oh, hello, Lulu's owner. Not what we needed.
No, because that's Hugh. So this is his dad.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
pergament on the exit.
Okay, spell that for me.
P-U-R-G-A-M-E-N
R-A-M-E-N
T-U-M
T-U-M
and then exit.
and then exit. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay. Ooh, fortune teller? Did you give me the coin?
I don't have a coin,
You gotta play a game?
apparently.
Oh, I might take it.
Oh, no.
Betty and Penny. Do we have to match these up or something?
I don't know what we're doing. So we're not going to do it right now.
All right. Okay. They should label these damn doors.
We really should.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Yep.
P-U-R-G-A.
Welcome, my adventurous friend. Don't tell my sister, but there are ghosts in Blackmoor Manor. 13 of them to be exact. The problem is they're very shy, so they only come out when it's very late at night, usually just after midnight, and even then they only show up in quiet places, like the Great Hall, and the hallways and the conservatory. What's worse, they'll only come out for a very short period of time. But if you can find and touch all 13 ghosts in the time you're allotted, come back here and I'll give you a prize, one which I guarantee you'll enjoy.
Really?
So who's ready to go on a ghost hunt?
We have to go on a ghost hunt.
Yeah, but not right now.
Ah,
It's not the right time.
fine, Alan. Put her off.
So you're very thrilled about our new quest. So I will stop there.